Hi there.
Hello,
Wayne and Joyce, this is for you.
Brian and Carol.
We would have loved to be there in person to share these greetings, but my teaching responsibilities this early in the semester made it impossible to adjust our schedule in order to make it for your special occasion. So we're going to do it this way and just assure you that we're with you in spirit and in love.
We hope it works as we talk into this iPad. When we got word of your special occasion, all the way up here in Churchville, New York, the memories began to flood back over us. And first thing I thought of when we started jotting down some notes, Carol started the process, was the pictures we had dug out and sent to the family for your 50th wedding anniversary several years back. And that helped me begin to retrace, and Carol had already begun to jot out some things regarding how the God brought our paths together so many years ago down in that state of Texas.
It is precious to remember being newlyweds way back in 1968 and discovering a small but loving congregation of new friends there in San Antonio at the top of Cincinnati Avenue facing St. Mary's University.
It wasn't long after we arrived, or at least I came back after flying up to Ohio to get married, that church's superintendent, a term that neither Carol and I were used to from our Baptist and Christian church backgrounds were familiar with, was to become our stationed superintendent, another interesting term, the first of several times that happened, Wayne, during the next 12 years. Wayne's vision, your vision, Wayne, for what could be for that little congregation, sitting in this little block building complete with major cracks in its exterior cinder block walls and a men's commode seat that was more of a rocking chair, if you remember, than it was ever intended to be, along with your energy level, helped us decide to try out this Free Methodist thing for a few more years. The preaching wasn't bad either. In fact, it was pretty good week after week.
Melvanita was a small toddler when we started becoming acquainted with you and your 6 beautiful, healthy, energetic children. Matthew's falling asleep in the pew on many occasions and actually being left behind in the building one Sunday while all of us drove away still brings a smile to our face. As a bride, quite young in my faith and quite new to the Free Methodist Church, I spent many cozy times in the parsonage on Texas Avenue, chatting with this godly woman about everything from fashion to prayer journeys. Joyce, you became like a sister to me. I taught Matthew and Michael in Sunday school, and we had great adventures in discovery. Melissa and Melinda were young substitute moms to our 2 very young sons during those years. Mark was ever helpful. I believe he and Matthew changed my tire once when I was helping with office work in the parsonage. And Melvanita was a charmer who always captivated our attention.
Ministering alongside the two of you and the likes of H. Russell and Anna Campbell and Grace Cross, Joe Green, Harry Albright, Jake Smith, Ira Lowe, Jean and Claudine Greenewalt, Dale and Kay Bidwell, and so many others that I should be mentioning here as well, kept us in Texas long after my assignment in the Air Force was complete in 1972. We found God was moving in interesting and special ways, and we had all we could do to keep up with what he was trying to do. Wayne, your encouragement, or was it your thumb in my back, took my own spiritual journey to places I never expected it to go, and soon expanded into Christian education endeavors, with traveling with you across that to lead workshops to many foreign cities across that vast expanse of the Texas frontier. Your vision was as vast as the Texas state was large, and it inspired many of us to attempt to do things for Jesus we had never thought of before.
I faced my fears when you, Wayne, discovered I had taken piano lessons and appointed me pianist during our process of moving the church to the community of Thunderbird Hills. I am not always certain you could be thankful for that commissioning. I had no piano at home to practice during the week and was rusty after a 4-year separation from that instrument. And I can still remember one Sunday while we sang "This Is My Father's World." It had lots of extra little sharps and incidentals in the chords. And by the 4th verse, I had gone from attempting full accompaniment to playing only the treble clef to a cappella. After that, I went and hid. I hid behind the makeshift nursery that was comprised of our portable crib in one corner of the school cafetorium where we worshiped during construction of our new education wing across the street.
Somehow ministry alongside of Wayne Mote in those days always seemed to involve some kind of construction project. I learned more about construction than I cared to in those days, and yet, like everything else God taught us in those days, it proved very valuable and instrumental in what He had in mind for us in years to come. I have pictures to remind us of many of those construction projects, digging trenches with you, Wayne, and Joyce for the foundation footers for the Thunderbird Hills Community Free Methodist Church in those early days, learning how not to finish sheetrock. I've got that picture of Dale Bidwell and myself covered with sheetrock dust from spending weeks, literally weeks, sanding more mud off the walls than ever should have been put on the walls. Wayne, you helping me frame out that little carport we had off the side of our small house there next to Lackland Air Force Base to provide extra space for our family. And others of transforming a garage into an office next to the parsonage there at Texas Avenue.
Sharing the excitement, the good news, and the challenging times of watching God transform that small group of believers in 1968 into a growing congregation of over 150 by the mid-1970s remains one of the 2 top ministry moments in our spiritual journey across the last 46 years we have spent together. It was an added joy having Melissa and Danny, and then Matt and Ginny in our congregation in Wilmore and Nicholasville, Kentucky, years later, though we never did adjust to Matt's need to TP our vehicles. We had to put that in.
Yes, we had to put that in. Wayne, thank you. Thank you for your leadership during those years. Thank you for your friendship and patience. Thank you for the confidence in us to be able to accomplish much more than we ever thought we could or even thought of doing. We were stretched spiritually. We were stretched personally, well beyond anything I ever imagined I could be or would even attempt to be during those 12 and a half years we spent in San Antonio. And it served me well in the years since then.
And thank you both, Wayne and Joyce, for your faithfulness in keeping your hands on the plow and your eyes on Christ.
Amen.
While serving in a vineyard that was not always as fruitful and productive as you would have liked or envisioned. We know that Christ's kingdom advanced much through your committed service that will only be revealed on the other side of glory.
Amen. May God continue to bless you and yours with the joy, peace, and love of Christ. And may God continue to strengthen your hands and allow you to see still more fruit born of your labors together. We almost made it through without blowing it. Love you guys. Hope you're having a great celebration. Wish we could be there. God bless.
God bless you.